Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? You are knowing what you are wanting? More or less? You are enjoying the evolution of your desire? You are remembering that there will always be a new desire? You understand that you are eternal beings? And so the implication in that word eternal is that you will never be finished, yes? And the reason that we will never be finished is because there is always another experience that causes a clarity of new intention. In other words, there's never a moment in your life experience that you are not evaluating, whether you are doing it consciously or not, what surrounds you. And so there is never a moment that you are not coming at many levels of your being to new conclusions about how life would be better. In other words, when your life causes you to realize that something would be better, the non-physical part of you, that eternal part of you, turns its undivided attention to that new idea. Of course, before that makes sense to you, you have to remember that even though you are here in this physical body, that the larger part of you is still non-physically based. It's sort of like the electricity that causes your toaster to work. The electricity does not become the toaster. The electricity remains the source or the current. And so you have a consciousness, a God force, sometimes you call it, a source energy, an inner being that always exists in the non-physical realm, even when part of the consciousness is expressing through you in your human form. We know it's not easy to wrap your thoughts around that because you are so focused here and you've become so aware of this view of life through these eyes and ears and so on that it's hard for you to get a sense of that greater part of you. You can't remember it because you came forth so deliberately intending to focus here on the leading edge. You did not want the diffusion of past experiences to cloud your awareness of your data sifting now. So it isn't that we want you to remember who you are, really, the non-physical part of you. It's that we want you to, while you are here in this physical body, tune yourself to who you are, so that who you are can be fully present while you are here. We don't want you to remember past lives. We don't want you to remember what your non-physical vantage point is like. We want you to know that perspective here and now. We want you to find ways of integrating that broadness and that deepness and that knowingness and that worthiness and that expectancy. We want you to figure out how to integrate who you really are with who you are right here and now. And when you figure that out, you are what we call a more blended being. Of course, you can not help but be a blended being because you can't get away from you no matter how hard you try. You are eternal, and when you croak, no matter how resistant you've been to who you are, we like that word too, croak. It's so disrespectful. And since there is no death, we like to be as disrespectful of that ridiculous idea as we can. So when you croak, has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? When you croak, you reemerge immediately back into the awareness of who you really are, and you leave behind any resistant patterns that you've picked up along this physical trail. So croaking is the true epitome of blending. You come back together with who you are. But we think it would be ever so nice if you could blend before you croak. Pre-croaking blending. Yes, that's what we'll call this. Art of Allowing was nice for the last decade, but what do you think about it? Pre-croaking blending. That should get the crowds out. Since you are eternal, you will never cease to be. But while you are here in this physical body, you have the ability to pinch yourself off from who you really are. And when you do, you don't feel very good. Now, how would you go about pinching yourself off? Well, you would find a thought and practice it so often that you set up a vibration within that is contrary to who you really are. For example, if you don't like yourself, you've got a very big conflict with who you are. If you are angry at a lot of people or anyone, and you do it regularly, you're holding yourself pretty consistently apart from who you really are. You are source energy before you came forth into this physical body. And as you made the decision to come forth into this physical body, you knew that the variety that surrounded you would help you to identify easily what you don't want. And you knew that whenever you know what you don't want, you always know immediately what you do want. In other words, don't you? Don't you most want to be well when you are sick? Isn't that when it sharpens that idea of wellness? Don't you most want to be more clear-minded when you are confused or more organized when you're disorganized? Don't you most want money when you don't have enough? In other words, this magnificent contrast sharpens your idea of what would be better for you. And since you and everybody else is absolutely selfishly oriented, and by that we mean you cannot see or perceive other than through the eyes of self, and since every part of you is knowing about expansion and knowing about the value of personal preference, every particle of your non-physical beingness is selfish also. And by selfish, we don't mean depriving others of things they want, because that can't be. Think about it. If everyone is selfishly oriented and law of attraction is responding to every self, then is it possible for one self to get more than their fair share? It isn't, is it? The abundance that surrounds you is literally created out of your contrasting experience, which makes you ask for more. That's why everything expands. That's why consciousness expands. That's why time and space expands. That's why this environment in which you live has all kinds of expansion that you can chart. Expansion of resources, expansion of economy, expansion of clarity, expansion of beingness. Now, there's something else that you may want to consider, and we think this is revolutionary in your understanding who you are. Have you been hearing about law of attraction? Seems that most everybody is. Law of attraction is the most powerful law in the universe, and law of attraction is really the law that manages these vibrations. Law of attraction says that those frequencies that are like themselves will come together. Law of attraction says that when you give your attention to the thrill of abundance, and you do it frequently until it becomes the dominant way that you look at the subject, abundance must come to you. Law of attraction says you can't feel poor and become rich. Law of attraction says you can't feel fat and become slender. Law of attraction says you can't offer one vibration and receive the benefit of another. Law of attraction brings whatever matches to that which it matches. That which is likened to itself is drawn. So, you understand that if you're finding a lot of things to be angry about, that more and more things to be angry about are coming to you. It's just law. If you're surrounded by ornery people, you sort of have to admit you're ornery. In other words, law of attraction doesn't give you things that don't match your frequency. But there's another piece to law of attraction that most of you are not considering yet. And this is such a revolutionary thing that once you get it, it's all going to fall together for you so nicely. And that is, did you hear us say that you are eternal? And do you believe that? Do you know that you were energy before you came forth into this body? And can you feel that that non-physical part of you remains non-physically focused as your source, even though you are here. In other words, you accept that there is the non-physical you. You've been calling it the soul for a while. We call it the inner being or source. You call it God. It's this source energy that always exists even while you are here in this physical body. In other words, it's not dead or alive. It's alive and alive. So you agree that this non-physical part exists while you're here in this physical body, yes? And do you believe that this non-physical part of you has been around longer than this physical part of you? So if law of attraction is responding to the vibrational offering of who you really are, and law of attraction is responding to the vibrational offering of who you're being right now, which do you think is the strongest pulling power? In other words, this eternal you has amassed powerful attraction, and that's why the well-being of that which you are is assured. Well-being abounds, and think about why. So you come forth, you sort of hash it out, you know what you don't want, which helps you to identify something that would be better. The source energy part of you says, you should know you're out there on the leading edge. We'll follow your idea of what you think is better for you. And when source follows that improvement, the universe expands in an improved way. You get how it works? So this vibrational relationship between you and you is always indicated to you by the emotions that you feel. It's also indicated to you by the things that happen to you. Manifestation is an indication of what you're doing vibrationally every single time. We just want you to understand that you can't get away from this mix. And we also want you to understand that you can't get away from this well-being that is constantly amassing on your behalf. So now think about law of attraction responding to this expanded version of you, and think about what that means in relationship to this life experience. You've been asking and asking and asking, I'd like more money, I'd like more clarity, I would like to be nicer, I would like others to be nicer, I want the world to be a better place, I want to feel good, I want to be clear-minded, I want to feel good in my body, I want to have plenty of experiences, I want to travel, I want that thing, I want that thing, I want that relationship. In other words, you are prolific in the desires that you are asking for, and even things that you cannot even verbalize you're asking for because they are amassing. This is a constantly amending becoming that is you. So you're setting all of these rockets forth, and the source energy part of you is becoming them, and now law of attraction is dominantly responding to that vibrational version of you. Did you hear what we just said? That means, and you also agreed with it, and we think if you use your logic, you'll understand it fully, that means that the non-physical expanded version of you, the version of you that has found your lover, the version of you that has the fortune, the version of you that is healthy, the version of you that is, as far as you can figure out, the expanded version of you, the best version of you, that expanded version of you is the one that law of attraction is responding to in the most powerful way. Do you get that? And what that means to you is there is this calling, there is this pulling power every moment of every day calling you toward that expanded version of you. And when you go, you feel great, and when you don't, you feel bad. That's why your emotions work in the way they do. When you let yourself go in the direction of that which you are becoming, or which you have non-physically already become, you feel the ease of that, because law of attraction is responding powerfully to who you have become, and law of attraction is also responding to what you're saying and thinking right now. So if you're thinking thoughts like, I'm not worthy, when the source energy part of you knows very well how worthy you are, when you're thinking about not having enough money and you're feeling desperate or depressed that you have not made enough of yourself, you're pulling yourself apart because the source energy part of you knows how expanded you have become. Do you get this? Do you now understand that because of your emotions, you can tell in every moment whether you are moving in the direction of the expanded version of you or whether you are not? And we want you to remember that if you are not moving in the direction of who you have become, it's certainly all right. You get to choose that, but there's really no getting around it. You might as well just surrender to your becoming. When you croak, you will. We just think it would be fun to surrender pre-croaking. We just think it would be nice to allow yourself in this time-space reality, while you are here in the environment that helped you to identify the dreams and hopes and desires and wishes. We think it would be ever so nice if you would just allow yourself to be the full-blown recipient of the manifestation of what this life has inspired you to want.